Hello everyone, Alexman here, and welcome back to another round of Splatoon 3 Story Mode. Last time, well, we got ourselves past a few sites. We cleared up, I think, all of Site 4 and got into Site 5. And we are going to hopefully get to Site 6 today and maybe even the game, maybe, finished? Who knows? But anyway, it's time to jump to our next stage. I want to get a stage going right off the bat. So let's go with, with too many snipers. Let's jump that level right there in Site 5. Alright, so this level we unlocked, we didn't go into, so let's get right off the bat. Avoid enemy fire and reach the goal. So I hope you like snipers, because this level is full of them. And it can be quite annoying, to say the least. At least there's no fee for this one. But like I said, this one is really just, you know, use the ink to hide yourself into if you've got the skill upgrade for potentially, you know, Ninja Squid, because that's technically how this is going to work out for us. There is a lot of boxes on this stage, if you really want to go after all the ink and everything. But this stage is really just kill the snipers, and then you should be on your way to perfectly to get on the goal. Nothing really much more than that. It's one of those, like, again, those tower levels that we've been playing out a little bit, where there's basically the goal's right there, and you just have to get on top. You know, to be fair, this is the up in difficulty. You know, Site 5 is basically one of the more harder versions of the stages, but again, it's Site 6 is where we're going to get to, where it has probably difficulty and traversal, and that's about it, really. I know that these games, like Splatoon, they try to add so much content to a single player when it's really just a multiplayer game by default. And that's a little bit of a problem about most FPSs, especially in the Call of Duty crowd, where they try to make a story that's supposed to justify, I guess, the price of the multiplayer, I guess. But honestly, it's like every time I see a FPS trying to get a story mode, trying to be serious, it's nothing too sporadic. It's just, oh yeah, it's another fight with some criminal organization, and it's up to you to basically save the day at the end, you know, because you're the generic character that they come up with in the first 5 seconds of making a character using a character creation tool. But overall, this is, I would say so far, I just think that the content of the single player of Splatoon is probably one of the better, because it's not pushing itself too hard to, you know, to actually play the game as intended. Like, the game really wants you to go play multiplayer, but they don't really want to have a truly online experience. They want to make sure everybody gets a nice piece of the puzzle. And those single player guys get the love right here. Basically, it's almost like every time there's a DLC, it's mostly so the single player, which is interesting to boot. But, you know, shooter stories just don't work half the time. I mean, as I said before, that is just how, unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles in that regard. Alright, so we need to get to some secrets. Might be secrets still around here to a certain degree. This is the biggest problem I have with Site 5. Is that you clearly are basically inking a lot of stuff, and it's like either the ink doesn't show up, or Salmon does not want to go after secrets, even though you're in basically an area of interest. I can see what Nintendo was trying to do with the secret system in this stage. It's more like, you know, you basically cleared up the entire island with all these degrading spots, but they basically tell you, hey, in this particular area, there is something to see, you know? And that's all there is to it, but it very lacks in the department. Oh, did we not get this? I think we didn't do this. Try this. Try to get this thing right off the bat. Now, this is the one of the harder balloons because they spread them out very, very far. Get up there. No! 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 Oh. Well, at least now I'm going to get the ink covered so I'll be able to flow around there pretty easily. Yeah, again, it's basically this. It's this challenge here, the balloon this time around. So you just gotta go fast on this thing, and basically you're going through the first time, you're not gonna have ink covered. Unless you're doing this after a fight, then there you go. Go like there. Hit those, hit those. This one you have to get on top of the ink cover, the ink spiral here, and get on top. That's what you have to do there. You get on top of here. You can get these guys really quickly. Yeah, this, after that first little sector here, this is where this balloon is kind of like the easiest of the bunch. Another second scroll for us. That is number 18. Brian out here in Scorch Gorge in more ways than one. Hashtag sweaty shell, hashtag biking trip. Yeah, so, that's the prawn. His particular story, he's not part of the shoe shop anymore. He wanted to go out on an adventure. And if you're playing Splatoon for the first time, the app on Splatoon 3 on Nintendo's mobile app will basically say, hey, the more you ink, the more you're gonna get rewards from Prawn, you know, where has he been, you know, where has he traveled to. And he did it for a few missions, and you do get some exclusive rewards for it, but nothing that would really, you know, justify the idea of playing or basically doing the mission. It's basically just you put ink down and it's just like, yep, there you go, ink covered, you know. Oh, you found something after I inked the crap out of it. There we go, right there. Power eggs, and that takes care of that secret area. So I will move up to this area over here. And cover up, I see a secret over yonder. But yeah, Prawn is he's just out and about. He's out at Scorch Gorge, he's going over here, and technically there was the same system in Splatoon 2, where the app would basically say, hey, if you inked enough turf and everything, you could cover up, you know, the Eiffel Tower, or, you know, or some type of famous monument or something in the real world. And then the more you did, you got, like, you know, backgrounds and other things. You didn't get really much anything in-game, as far as I'm aware of. But still, the fact is, that was a little... that there should have been a little bit more stuff in considered for that game. And this game basically has the same type of story. Oh, here's another second scroll. It's our next one. As they grow, crustaceans such as the coconut crab frequently shed their shells to allow for further growth, because strong sunlight encourages this shedding behavior. This may explain why Splatland's crustaceans often grow to be far larger than their counterparts in other regions. And this is one guy. There's one guy you can meet in the shop in the Splatlands that actually sells shoes, and this is this particular crustacean. So yeah, so I'm glad that's actually part of the past. And that takes care of all the secrets on the island. I will check over here, though, just to be on the safe side before we get to another mission. Since we really didn't go down this way, we gotta make sure there is no secrets here, because again, you can't tell until you've actually traversed it or inked it. So I'm just gonna ink it up real quick and see if we get any secrets on the yonder. If not, we'll move on to the next level. And there is not any secrets on this particular spot. So now we're on this little limp here of what's left of the secrets. So we go over here and we get to our next level as we eat up more of our ink. This is where I feel like the secrets get a little annoying because there's like that much. Oh, shooter on rails. Use the goal when riding rails and precision shooting. Oh, good golly. Alright, precision shooting and stories and everything, and this is where this mission comes to pass. Oh, I know this one. This one's actually the right one. Now, they make you want to use the bamboozler, but, you know, me and chargers don't really work together. Like oil and water, they don't mix. This level is basically hitting... It's basically that mission earlier where we had to hit the switches with really small buttons. This is basically the same thing, is that this one's a little on the difficult side, because you're supposed to, you know, charge up and hit everything, hit all the switches before you die. Because again, there are certain sections of the game, of this level, that if you don't hit the switch in time, you fall off to the rail and you die. Unfortunately, though, this level is easier. Why? Checkpoints! Yeah, unlike that other mission last time where there was no checkpoints. Means you had to do the entire level all over again. This level is a nice a breath of fresh air. It's oddly that it's on the same site as this. But I feel like this is this is what the other missions should have been. You know, precision shooting, except for when hitboxes don't. When hitboxes of the targets don't break, that's a problem. Especially when making like certain attacks difficult. And I say I go with the Gelt Squelcher on this mission all the time. It's just that it's a frontline machine, and oh no, I fell off in the water again. Oof! Damn, we didn't see that. Cut. You know, but like, you have to jump off the rail. If you don't jump off, you die. At least the fact this has checkpoints just makes this level a lot more doable. Again, that's why levels are better when they have checkpoints. Now, this is the last part of the level, and quite frankly, it's not the worst of the bunch, because you can't really die on this section of the stage unless you're not sinking into the ink to go into the ink or something to get around these grates. It looks like you're stuck in a loop. Miss any switches? Well, I'm not missing my Switch 2. No. I enjoy my Switch 2. So yeah, you have to hit all the switches, and then you just continue on with your adventure. Just now, this time, when you get onto this level, the switches are on the backs of these things, and at least that one is. And you have to basically duck underneath the grates so you can slip right on through, so you don't fall off and die. I'm glad for that. Just gotta get these all over here. Yeah, there we go. See that you can use the burst bomb there too. That will actually help out. And again, it's very rare that if you ever want to use the special weapon or the sub on the weapon combo. Because it's like, oh, I just want to use the normal weapon. Like, no, the burst bomb is basically your best friend because it explodes on impact. Perfectly good level design for that. Alright. That level is done and easy dusted. And now we must eat up more of this ooze so we can get to the next level. Now, this is where things get interesting. So there's still a few secrets left on this island, and yet you have to get there. We're going to get those first while getting this level unlocked. And we'll get this kettle unlocked as well. There we go. And now it's time to find the last of the secrets. There we go. Ooh, Ceridarium. Nice. Do we have enough? We need 5. We got 4. Oh! You'd think we've had enough already at this point, but nope. Let's see. And there's still like a couple more secrets on this island. It's like, I was like, when I was first playing this, I was on this island for a while, just inking everything and throwing my fry everywhere. Because, it said there's a point of interest. I'm not seeing it. But somehow the small fry can see it. And, like, you ink this, it doesn't happen. So you're frantically just throwing your guy around everywhere. And that is all the locations. We can now just jump to the next 2 levels, and we can move on to Site 6. Oh, we got another Zipcaster level. Zipping over to the neighborhood. Your friendly neighborhood spider squid. Ready to go. Alright. Zipping over the neighborhood. This one's a fun level. If you want to call it a fun level. This one is all about zipping across and having basically unleashing power. Here we go like that. They give you a brush because, you need a weapon for something. But, like, this level is not hard at all. I mean, like, yeah, they do give you a weapon to defend yourself in case you don't want to use Zipcaster at all. But this level is designed around it. It's basically, hey, yeah, use the Zipcaster. Like, you just need to use the brush for minor things, really. Like this. Booyah! Oh, it's a charger. Woo! Yeah! Oh, that's so satisfying. Let's go! Swimming through the ink, destroying through the sky. Fuzzy octos tremble as the heroes fly. Zip, 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 the caster! Booyah! Oh no! Got a sniper in the distance. There we go. Oh, I can't reach in time. There we go. Booyah! Take that, sniper. You ain't getting me today. Alright, now we got a zip cast all the way down there. I mean, again, as I said before, the Zipcaster is a fun weapon in single player. It really is. I just don't see the use of it in multiplayer when it's basically kind of moot at times. I mean, if it kills opponents on sight, you know, after landing a hit on the ground, then yeah, that'd be useful. It's like a bomb that you can throw anywhere precision-wise. Want me to go up here? Woohoo! You have to take out the shielder guys first, and then you can take out the sniper as well. These shielders don't die very easily if you hit their shields. There we go. And we got ourselves a key. Gate is opening too. Hey, is there a key? That means there's a vault nearby. Oh yeah! It's behind the exit. Yeah. This is weird. They put a key here and like, oh yeah, now you can come here and unlock this and get a whole lot of rewards. The pack power tech, yeah. Don't hit the X until you go to that exit there. Very nice to have. Boom-yah! Didn't really zip over very much. We just wiped the floor with a brush. Alright, we're on to the last level of Site 5, and we can move on to Site 6. So what is what the last level of this island gives us? You go far if you shoot far. Send ink flying in all directions and reach the goal. Let's go! This is where it's gonna get fun. Now the game's gonna try to make it an explosion. I would say recommend it because the other two weapons are slow to start. And the exploder does the damage pretty well here. Look at the first step is that inky spatch. Switch there we go. Again, it feels like this level I feel like this level should be like somewhere it's on the earlier on the early sites. But it's like it's still interesting they had to put these levels here somewhere. We're gonna switch things up by a little bit of exploder! Oh, I missed again. Booyah. I want to say they give you so many options to deal with. Like, hey, you know what? You can avoid this if you want. Just activate this, and you win the match. It's like it just feels like sometimes the level's easy. Now, that's to be fair, the final Altaria level, which we're not doing for the playthrough though, is basically a very difficult stage. I've still yet to beat it. But I do kind of feel from other people who were talking to me online about Splatoon 3, and they said that basically this story mode was probably the easiest of the bunch. And I can see that in a certain degree, that difficulty really needs to... Because again, it's the problem with open world games, really. That's what really this all comes down to, is the open world series of games means that you have to have the level design, you know, gradually leveled out, so that eventually there will be, you know, decent challenges on certain islands. It's almost like every island's got at least the easiest level in the game up to their hardest level in the game in variations. And it's there, for the most part. The difficulty is there. But it seems like it's repeated concepts with just a hint of difficulty. Just a hint. It's nothing that would kill you, that would kill the game at all, no, but at the same time, it's more... It's like, you really, when you have an open world game, like, you know, Zelda or something like that, or Elder Scrolls, you have to understand, I guess you have to understand how level design works, is you can't just make a level, like, really difficult right off the bat, or people aren't going to play the game, because it's sheer difficulty. there has to be like a balance you have to make with games like this. But it seems like why Zelda did so well with linear games, because it starts off easy and then it gets more difficult the more you go on, but you have better items and more health to justify the difficulty change. So it doesn't feel difficult. But basically, like with Breath of the Wild, that the first enemy you can fight is a guardian and it can kill you in one hit. Yeah, that's kind of a difficulty spike there.